Now I'm going to try and make a relatively short or quick video here, although maybe the editing might not be that bad like it usually is with me. Simply because the editing is terrible and I don't have a very powerful computer and I don't have very little knowledge of it, no training in it, no education in it. I promised I'd make a video showing how to make better holsters for phones and calculators. They're really not being custom designed or made, they're just simply modified. The way I go about doing that, you look over here and you see this. This I made in order to hold a BlackBerry Priv cell phone, modern BlackBerry, even though they're not as popular anymore. This in order to hold the Texas Instruments TI-86 calculator, a graphing calculator. It's always with me at my side. If I need to do any kind of like either engineering or technology type math. How I went about doing that was I purchased a custom holder and case for let's see here. I got it for a Leatherman Leatherman Wave or a Leatherman Surge type utility tool, like the one occasionally talked about by the military YouTuber firearm guru that goes by the name Grand Thumb. So Amazon.com, let's go to that site. Show this Leatherman Wave Condora sheath. No, not that. That's more like a pancake holster. Not that. Not that. This Leatherman Molle modular modular lightweight load bearing equipment. Leatherman Molle compatible large nylon sheath with pockets for multi-tools, made USA. Okay, let me come and take this off. Camera off the tripod to show. Over here, this is what I purchased for this. I had gotten that for about $15. And on the other sides, you see it showed, where's that at? Nah, there was. That's not the item. I'm gonna find exactly where. Last purchase. That's kind of weird. Exactly what I did, because I know that on the back of this, there's actually 4 of them. Holsters made by Ripoff. This is confusing.
Why don't you just call the police? You know, I gotta say, just call the police. If I was screaming at you like that, I think the police...
Premium nylon sheath, pockets, fits tools. No, that's not how I did that. Sure. Weird. So nylon compatible.
These two just happen to be bound together by...
I'm gonna see. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. You had something like that that had multiple loops that go on to what I'm wearing, like a web belt. And on the back of this, you have those 4 there. And then you have that clip with that pop button that goes on the side. As said, we sent the super chat. Big time motorcycle guru and retired up in the enlisted ranks guy that just simply goes with YouTube channel Master Sergeant. This is held on here with JB Weld. The best ways to go about that, if you buy more of this in a larger quantity, for some strange reason, you can't get this in a larger quantity at Lowe's or Home Depot. It's pretty stupid. I've seen it in Pep Boys Auto Stores in New Jersey and Ace True Value Hardware. Two of them, pop on the other end, put it into that. You get preferably a Cantonese melamine plastic chopstick as opposed to a wooden one. Take that and you stir it around, and you make sure that you got it gray. Now, the tip I give is to take it and wait a while. It takes a while for it to set. Nothing sucks, and nothing is more aggravating to me than this stuff is gooey and crappy, and you get it on there, and it oozes, and it goes all over the place. You look on this, and you can see how close I got this on here. You get that in there to the back of that, and with a wood clamp, put it on both sides, and you set that up like that, and then you have that along here, and you can set that on your belt. If you know how to sew, or you continue to do that, you might be able to make more belt loops around, so you can control exactly where it's at, as opposed to something that a cop or security guard would wear with radios, belt keepers. This is more of like a technician's or a utility workers, or like medium skilled labor like that of a sanitation worker like myself. If you successfully get that on there, you form that into there with the clamp. You take this and put it inside on a web belt like this, and I'll show you some of the mistakes I made in order not to end up like that. You got that there, you got this here, right? See where we at on time. This video, we're 7 minutes in so far. Okay, take that. This is set up in order to hold this Seen Better Days BlackBerry Priv cell phone. Now, one of the problems and mistakes I made is I put this too high up on the top. When it's high up on the top as opposed to here, as opposed to mid-length, it tends to flap up and down. A bit like, I don't know really what to compare that to. Other leather went inside with the use of more of the JB Weld and of contact cement. Previously, there was other industrial strength Velcro that also came off of this, and this went onto there, so this doesn't really hold that well. They're not really designed to be right down to the end. I prefer to be down that far anyway to make it a little bit more water and rain resistant. This particular cell phone, everybody hates BlackBerries, tends to have a problem with that. You can get that into here, hook this up here. This is where a headset or a 4-pin cord will go, like this right here, made by Skull Candy for $7.88. That's like half or a third of the price of what you get out of a convenience store, a Wawa, a 7-Eleven, a Circle K, a Flying J. Terrible. This goes in here. Okay, that's set up behind here. Now this is nice and tight. This here, that there. Okay. Now let's say someone's riding a motorcycle or something like that. They're getting in and out of a car. You can move that. You don't necessarily have to do it, and you can adjust it in order to go in and out. You sure as hell don't want that stuck behind you while driving a vehicle or wedged in your back. Like that of another video somewhere, and I don't even know where that's at, that shows a guy talking about framing carpentry, building a house, and how he sets up the white common nails and takes from behind him and goes up, puts it in front in order to keep going like that, as opposed to crap in front of you like that. For example, okay, take this out, put this here, and try putting it all the way in front. And basically see how stupid this is. you'd want on the side of you for quick reach, or behind you to run with, like that, that ain't gonna work. Or coming out of the vehicle, maybe if you don't have the loops modified, that you can't go back and forth on that. In addition to that, there's also cuts made into the side, not exactly the way that I should have made them. You could also operate the buttons, depending upon what direction that you got it in. Okay, hook all that in. This. Now I'm going to show what I do with these shirt stays, or blousing garters, as they're sometimes called. Color codes on an RJ, on a handset cord, going an RJ45, whatever the heck they call that on a telephone, is actually black and not blue, but it's the same thing as bocce ball. That's easiest for me to remember. Basically, okay, bocce ball color code. Come up, take this again, and look at this. Just went through all that trouble to spray that. I'll explain that in a minute too. Not to do with that, you see bocce balls. Red, blue, green, yellow. Really, red, green, blue, yellow is the way I prefer it. Now, let me explain what I mean by all that. Where are we at now? 11 minutes, close to 12 minutes. When you basically get yourself scissors, the common one. You know you could make snips, different sizes, different configurations, like an EMT shears, so on, that you know will go through it. The best thing to do with these shirt stays, often worn by a United States Marine or somebody, you know, like a military cadet, like a cadet at some kind of military school or program. Keep that down. You take this electrical tape, okay, get a certain amount out, but not too much. Make sure that you're not pulling and you're not creating tension. And you make the cut. Okay, we're going to go red. I know because I prefer to have the side that has the metal on it at the top and the other one at the bottom. So it'd start here. And okay, this is extremely important. These are brand new. These things tend to rust as a result of sweat, contact with ingestion, bodily fluids, water. If it rains on you, it doesn't really take a long time for it to happen. It may or may not work. Sometimes you don't always get the greatest quality. Got that set up there. Red. Red. How are we doing this? Red, green, really got 8 sides. But, I mean, basically, I know which way is up, I know which way is down. So, as the elasticity and the ability for this to bend goes on, eventually it will wear out and turn into useless crap. They will slowly but surely give out on you. Okay, that's scissors. More tape, preferably at length. You might need to do it more than once in order to get it exactly the way you want it. Take that, set this up here. So I'll have this set up at red in the back, green in the front, and those will be on top. And then yellow and blue, like the bocce ball team colors, color coding that so I know which way is up and I know which way is down. I don't drive myself crazy and become uncomfortable and start panicking. So that's up, because these things can come off. Explain that too. When one of them comes off and you're running and you're moving around, you're better off just completely taking it off, putting it in your pocket, in my opinion. Okay, green. scissors here. T-shear. Right there. Got it. Whatever scissors make sense, whichever one is most convenient for you. To the best of my knowledge, nobody else that wears these things does this, because I don't know of anybody else that doesn't do it. I can tell you this, the main reason for it is so that it does not grind into your skin. If you're constantly using that for everyday use, as opposed to some kind of military parade or function or dance, generally want that to be flat going on the inside with this, so there's not creases like that. Red. I'm going to set this up here. Okay. Inevitably, particularly around this part of this, on that spring mechanism that clips onto it, that's going to rust one way or the other. You're only going to get a finite amount of use out of it. You want to get the best, most effective, safe use that you can, and be comfortable and not want it irritating you. You should not be excessively pulling on this and then putting it on there. It's just going to make it tighter and more annoying. Okay, now maybe I'm going a little too far with this. Okay, good. So, cut this off here a little further. Like that. Good. Now set them up at the bottom. And blue and yellow. I want yellow to be below red, blue to be below green. It's about this much of this. Cut this here. Now, I did not serve in the United States military or anything like that in any given branch or capacity. Just, like everything else, however emotionally painful it may be, figured these things out on my own. That is, of course, the exception of some advice given to me by a mid-ranking enlisted Navy Medical Corps woman, explaining that you will get topical ointments and medication to last way longer if you keep them in a refrigerator, like that of clotrimazole, to get rid of fungus, like I got on my forehead now, enough that's ringworm, or up my chest, wrestlers end up with. Okay, yellow. We try to make this video between 15 minutes and a half hour. Keep it at that. There. Good. Set this up. It also seems to be easier to control it. Believe it or not, I used a method and a brand name of these things that's even crappier, that had little snaps that went inside the others on circles, and that would break easier, and I got way better results. And had ran a 5-kilometer run, officially clocked at 19 minutes and 40 seconds, wearing pretty close to what I'm wearing now. Boots, jeans, and t-shirt. More on the athletics in some other video and some other time. Now, green to blue. Blue at the bottom of these. And show. See this where this is at, where I'm talking about in the bottom here. You got tiny little areas and spaces at the top of this that'll go into your skin and make you sick and crazy. If something's hurting you or making you uncomfortable, it's going to keep on hurting or making you uncomfortable until you change it. All you need is even a piece of lint, a tiny little quartz pebble or a stone comparable to the size of like a diamond worth several $100s and a ring or more, that kind of crap. Or something's not quite the way it should be, cutting into the Achilles tendon or the skin. Doesn't take long to make a blister and immobilize yourself with that blister. What's his name? The actor in real life, U.S. Marine, Lee Ermey, when he says toe jam, pop that blister. That's another thing. You want to pop it with a sterile bobby pin or something similar to that. Not a safety pin, not a clip. In order to get that off of there. And then let the fluid ooze out of it. If you take a blister and you just rip it off, forget it. You'll go from about a day and a half, a day and a half to 2 days to heal it. It can end up taking weeks or even longer if you just rip the skin right off. That helps it work its way out. If you pop it. Little things that people may or may not share if you're an endurance athlete or distance runner. I would imagine David Goggins probably already knows that and does not need anyone to insult his intelligence telling him so. Just want to carefully lay this down on here, like this. Kind of like what somebody would do or should do with a pair of gloves. My own humble opinion. In order to not pull it against when you got Velcro from Home Depot gloves or Milwaukee demolition gloves. Now, I believe I got this set up like this. Look at how much this shirt I'm wearing sucks having this set up this way. Alright, where are we at now? 24 minutes. Going on a half hour. Hope we can make this a medium amount of time and sweet. Under these 6-pocket cargo pants. Somebody wearing a BDU, utility trousers, whatever fancy names they give to that. I'm always wearing a pair of running shorts on that. Under here, what am I got? I got on occlusatory gauze, which I'm about to take off right now, commonly called Zero Form. Go to the right independent pharmacy, you can get that. And transport medical tape in order to help heal a blister inside of me. Now, we're actually chafing from a result of old Lancer Tactical pants. I learned about same Air Force air sock YouTuber Garand thumb, that they're commonly used in airsoft. Things like that from going up and down on that. If you're kneeling over and over and over on an industrial job, say an aircraft carrier, that might actually help somebody. Having that on like that. Only I did dumb things with it and painted it purple, like a lot of my clothes and the desk and his chair and all that crap, and that didn't exactly help. Like, you know, I'll explain that at the end. Now, got this set up here. I prefer to have this set up like this. Let me take off this shirt for 1 second and show and explain, and then maybe even get the camera and point that on to the Amazon page for that. Alright. Yeah, Amazon. Hanes Beefy Tee t-shirt. What that costs are typically $5.80, not cheap. Okay. Hanes Beefy t-shirts of men and men's clothing that I purchased before. They come in different colors. Wow, now they want $8.61 for them. They're not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. 38 colors and patterns. Okay. Stand here that I had on a color similar to what the United States Army had for physical training word with that silly German Hebrew acronym with that umlaut hyphen. Shin tight, alet, dedef tight. Special tools and definitive techniques, which is what I'm trying to show you by doing this right now. Look inside. You know that it's a real shirt by looking in here and not counterfeit ones. You get on that, and it says on there, Hanes Beefy Tee, small, 100% pre-shrunk cotton. It's much stronger than what you usually get, and you could run for a long time. Typically, as far as I've seen, the United States Army is usually using Gildan or Russell Athletic, some of which are good, some of which are not good. I hate when there's polyester, rayon, or some other material on that might shine a lot but don't look that great and don't hold up very well. Now my boots, okay, I got these laces coming on the inside, in here, tucked in here. Every Navy SEAL or United States Marine I've ever seen takes these things and they tie them around the back of them. Now come on, man, no offense. I'm looking at this video, this Murphy, regular 4-star General Commandant guy. He's doing it too, so that's not what I do. Not intended to be annoying. Okay, this goes in here. This goes here. Pull this kind of up. Set that down there. That. Okay, right on the back. Shorts also help with that. These little rings in here, like I said, if you don't have vinyl tape, or you could come up with a better way than what I'm showing you to do it, it'll be a nightmare. If you try to use it for everyday use, it would already suck in a parade, or some kind of march or formation, or whatever they call that. Green. Go in the front. Can't get mixed up. Put that there. Put this out. Put this here. They seem to have changed a little bit in the way they were designed. See this slight crease up going out like that? That's done on purpose to get it to hold better. You got this here. Pull the pants up. Only you know how you feel. Make sure you're comfortable with the way you do it. If this may or may not work for you. If you don't like it, don't do it at all. If you like, please subscribe. If you like the video, click like. If you don't like it and you think it sucks, click unlike. Please don't flag the video or say that it's inappropriate. I really don't think I've done anything to cause that, and I sure as hell don't want to lose YouTube privileges. You get this set in here with this web belt. You carefully measure that to that length and pull that out and go into your round there, and then cut through with a comparable scissors for that purpose. Whatever is working best for you, whether it's something like these EMT shears or this scissors or any of, let's see, these scissors. Always try to use the right tools for the job. You see over there, there's all those ASVAB books that I've invested money in order to make better ASVAB videos for advice on that as well.